Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a couple of days, but it is Monday. It is Monday, and we are on the other side of daylight savings time. So, depends on where you are. It is probably a little bit after 8 p.m. It is now Central Time. So, some of you guys knew that Medellin, Colombia was on Eastern Time for most of the year. Well, we have now transitioned to the portion of the year where we're on Central Time. So, not too bad of a time difference when you go to look to potentially visit or move here, whatever the case is. But let's get into it. There has been a lot of things. There have been a lot of things that have happened since the last time you saw me. And what is going on now in the United States is something where there is always something going on every day, Monday through Sunday. You can get information, information that can be alarming, information that sounds absolutely crazy. And then maybe a couple days or a couple hours after it's been said, it gets walked back. So many of you guys are running into scenarios like that where every day in the United States is interesting. So you might be at a point in your life where you may be considering looking elsewhere versus just your normal move. Your normal move is, I'm originally from Philadelphia, so sometimes I reference places that I've from or have lived at, but not moving from one part of the city to another part, not moving from one state to another state on the same coast, not even moving from coast to coast. This is a completely different move. So the reasons why that you may be fed up and looking to actually leave may vary person to person. However, as I'm starting to see more information about why other people have decided to move, um, already finding some similarities in some of us that have already been gone for a little bit of time. If you guys don't know, my name is RJ. I live out here in Medellin, Colombia. So I'm originally from Philadelphia. I went to school in Atlanta, and I moved from South Florida. So up and down the East Coast for certain. But I knew when I was looking to move, I was at a different point than you because right now it's a huge population. The Google searches, they are in a scenario where they are blowing up. The Google searches are saying, when can I move? How can I move? What does that look like? Where's the best places to go for Americans? All of these things are happening. These things are happening organically. However, when I look to move, they weren't necessarily. I've been out here for 2 years and it not that long from a full time perspective, but I will tell you that you guys are all in a particular scenario. You know why? Because everybody's in the boat with you. It's not often where you can go and see a decision, something as impactful as moving abroad, and then run into a scenario where everybody around you is talking about the same things. So you guys are lucky. There are a lot of people that are showing more information about moving abroad, whereas a lot of us that first moved abroad, moving abroad may have looked differently. Moving abroad may have meant somebody that was already retired. Moving abroad may have meant somebody that was just older or what else? It may not have looked like us. Like now, the move abroad movement, the live abroad movement has started to look differently. However, no matter what you look like, no matter, I wouldn't say economics, but a lot of people that may be watching this are probably in a similar economic scenario. And it's not saying that you're in a bad scenario, but we get into the first thing because the 5 reasons why, I narrowed down and I said, okay, this is why, if I had to put it down on paper, this is why I'm moving. These were the first 5 things that I was originally thinking about. Now you're going to find some similarities because these things aren't like foreign things. It's just maybe no one has talked to you about them. and in a way where you can understand what you are actually going through just by living there. Now, you woke up there. I woke up there. Most Americans, the majority of Americans, just woke up there. We're seeing so many people choose America and then having the option to leave. You might question it and say, well, why would I leave? And so many people are looking to choose America. Well, you guys got some things, we'll get into that, but you guys got some things that you're not able to quote unquote cash in on. Now, I always give you guys the etiquette and understanding of when you go abroad, you need to have certain etiquette. So, cashing in on American privilege is not something that I'm telling you to go do. However, it's going to inadvertently happen when you go abroad in a way that it does not happen in the United States because things are going to be immediately different. The first topic that we talk about and why I left and why you may be looking to leave is the rat race. The elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is as small as a rat. But essentially, the elephant in the room is the American rat race. Google American rat race. Go on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I've been talking about this for a while. People are now starting to understand what the American rat race is. It's designed to always give you some sort of, oh, I got a bonus. Oh, I got this. And then you turn around and buy your stuff and your things. And next thing you know, your bonus is gone. So many people get bonuses in commission. The commission get taxed. I got a $10,000 bonus. Well, because it's a bonus and listed as a bonus, Uncle Sam took 50%. So I got 5,000. Well, it's an extra $5,000, but yeah, but you told me I got $10,000. And all that did was just possibly put me into a scenario where I'm not getting any of that money back. I'm not being able to utilize that for my life. You get a $10,000 raise. That's not even $1,000 a year, a month. Translate that to what it is when you actually go take it home. And did you really get a raise based off of how much gas, groceries, the cost of living is continuously going up? When is enough going to be enough? And that was one of my biggest things. When it wasn't a room full of people looking to leave, it was, why am I keep doing this? I bought the car. I live in the place. I got the shoes. I got the clothes. I got the things. If they keep one, nothing lasts as long as it used to. So you always are needing to buy new things. Even if you don't aren't a hoarder and buy a bunch of stuff, you're going to need to buy certain things because they're not made to last. But secondly, you run into a scenario where it's like, okay, so if I keep playing this game at the rate that I'm playing it at, looking for other things, how long is it going to take me to possibly get close to what this is that I'm realistically calling out for and looking for? You want more money because you want to be able to say, okay, I have the freedom to do what it is that I want to do. And this isn't about buying bottles and buying the nicest cars. Most of the time, you guys just want to hang out with your friends, your family, like have a cookout, like do basic things. However, how many of you guys have to pick up extra shifts just to make ends meet? We're not talking extravagant living, but just to make ends meet. If you're 35 years old and you've been working since you've been 13 years old, that's a very long time. How much of things do you have that towards you being able to say, okay, I'm going to spend the next 40 to 50 years doing this? If you're 35 years old, if you spend the next 30 years doing this, that takes you to almost 70 years old. How much of the world are you going to be able to see when you're just getting started at 70? Because that is the American process. It tells you, like, hey, stay in this rat race. And then when you get old, we'll give you barely enough money to survive. Also, your back going to hurt, and healthcare here isn't great, but no, we need you. We need you. So you just keep going. And so that was one of the reasons why I was leaving, because I'm like, there's no way that I keep seeing the people that are 30 years older than me, my father's friends, my parents, just all of them, and being like, now you can see the world when you need to go to bed. You not need to go to bed, but want to go to bed at 6 p.m. and want to eat dinner at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, what? That is now, this is when you can see the world. How much of it can you see? Never mind the money that it costs. And if it's like, if you don't have this exorbitant uh, um, what do you call it? An exorbitant 401k and retirement plan. So many people are trying to save $1 million. By the time you save $1 million, is $1 million going to be what $1 million is to you today? But that's the American rat race. It's designed for that. It's designed to keep you in it until you realize, well, I did my best. And you might have a couple of small milestones, but the realistic thing is most of us don't want the milestones that they're putting in front of us in the grand scheme of things. You can walk the halls up and down as you go through in the nursing home, and you hear the people in their rooms with their families, or even in the day room having conversations with the other people that are there that are also older. How much of them are telling people about all the stuff that they have? Everybody in the same room. Yet I risked being a part of the American rat race forever, constantly getting the stuff and things in the American rat race is like when you go to Dave and Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese and you realize that these tickets and these prizes for these tickets cost way more than what the actual prize is value is. By the time you actually spend it, is it worth the time that you got it? Or was it just for the thrill of the game? But this is your life. So this rat race thing is something that you really got to take a look at and say, hold on now. Am I willing to walk slowly in what is ultimately a circle? So many people have gone into it. So many people have done it. You see, all of the rich people would say these people are stressed out. They got a lot of the same stresses you do. They're on stuff and things. They on rehabs, and they got all the money that you killing yourself for. Going to work every day. Yeah, you think that you're gonna be the one. You think you're gonna be the first person in the world to get all the money and all your problems are gonna be solved. Wow. You got a lot of main character energy if that is how you think the world is going to operate with you in it and all these other people around. It don't work like that. But you got to make the decision whether you're going to keep doing it and look up and have this conversation with yourself when you're 70, or you're going to change. You're going to give yourself an opportunity to see something different and be something different, because this is not designed for you to make it out of it. It's for you to die inside of it. It's called the American Rat Race for a reason. It's not a message of escape, but you got to first learn that you in it, and two, figure out your plan to leave. Those are the two biggest things that are in looking at, hey, I'm in the American Rat Race. This ain't gonna work. Every time I get a raise, they add it to the grocery bill. Every time I need to go get something, it's already more expensive. We're watching right now. The stock market is down because of y'all main man in office. Grocery bills are going higher. They're saying the cost of basic things are going to go up because of y'all main man in office. Please, y'all, we not even to the 20th of March. January to February 20th is 30 days. 30 days from February 20th to March 20th is roughly another 30 days. We're not even 60 days into this presidency. And think about what you have seen. Think about it. Matter of fact, don't just think about it. Open your eyes. Watch. It's 4 whole years. You can't even say, oh, well, he'll go something or he'll get impeached. Oh, no, 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 no. We've been down that road. Everybody got a civics class that time and realized that just because you got impeached does not mean that you need to go as the presidente. We also learned that never again and never Trump again means nothing. Nothing. So this is what you guys get. Not even 60 days into a new presidency. This is where your lives are. I'm starting to see people giving real the best they can as far as this is all we could do, y'all. They're saying people, save your money, start. My man said he was going to start cooking, putting less ingredients in his dinners, and I'm like, every way we gotta do it, man, because it's like so many people still aren't ready to like be like, nah, we're not even 60 days, not even 60 days into this, And people are already bundling up for the storm ahead with at least 4 years in front of you. It's already have been going on, and it was a bubble already. I've been going for 2 years. So many people have been going longer than me. Yet all of you are in the same scenario. If you're in the United States, considering if this is the first 40 days, then what do the next 4 years look like? And where are we going to be? Am I going to have a job? So many Americans are faced with that right now. It's already hitting the public sector. It's never mind just into the government. And it's like you still, if you have a job, still need to go play until you don't have a job. And then you on your face. Why? You work hard. If you could put yourself in a scenario where you weren't no longer one missed paycheck away, would you do it? Or would you save face to say that you somewhere where it could be mentally killing you? Think about it. It's for y'all. It's not for me. But this is why I got out of there. And I said, nah, 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 nah. Now, you already talked about the grocery bill. Grocery bill, $100 a bag, right? Outrageous, depending on where you are, especially if you're on the coast. You are definitely paying close to $100 a bag, if not more at this point, depending on where you are. However, the one thing about the groceries is this. How you going to give me groceries that cost a bunch and not even real? The FDA said they can give you guys lab grown meats. The meat was grown in the lab, not at a farm. Not a farm with a lab. I'm talking about the things that was allegedly in Noah's Ark. Well, no test tubes up in there. It was pork or pigs. It was chickens. It was a cow. Fish was outside. There were vegetables. There were things. There were the vegetables. Organic is a paid label in the United States now. Like you can't even eat vegan or vegetarian and expect yourself to be giving yourself quality food. Oh, well, I got to go to Whole Foods because they've got the freshest produce. So you've got to pay $10 damn near for strawberries because it's the freshest produce. The federal minimum wage is $7 and what, like 35 cents an hour? How are they charging the people $10 a pound of strawberries? So I got to eat expensive food that is slowly killing me? Maybe not even slowly. It's like, let's give them the terrible food, and then they got to buy the health care. But that ain't really going to do anything besides put them on a prescription pill that we all going to get money from this whole pipeline of just leading them back. And we probably own the daggone morgue in the city and everything else that you put the daggone bodies in. We want money from you from the time you get into this earth to the time you out. And we're gonna keep this rat race going. We're gonna keep feeding you foods that are actually killing you. The kids is growing up with diseases and different things, whether it's I think measles is going on around like right now. Between the politics of vaccinations, the food that they have in there, it's like, where do you escape and find peace? Peace. Peace and just being able to live your life. We already told you that they gonna overwork you. They gave you a sale for everything. So every time you turn around, it's an opportunity to buy something. And then when you go buy the food and say, okay, well, I'm not going to go be a part of capitalism, you have to go because most Americans aren't in a position to grow their own food. So you have to go to a grocery store whose opportunity to feed you is based off of margins that they can get, not, hey, we're feeding our customer base that this is their life and we want a customer base that's going to be alive to buy more of our food. Like, what are you guys looking at? I know some of y'all are watching this and like, yo, he might be on something because if organic is a paid label, then where what are we doing? What are we doing here? Now, these are the first things, the first two things. The first two things, they're definitely for some people might have so much money. They're not like feeling like they're stuck in the rat race. Cool. Good for you. Good for you. I saw something today before I get into number three, but I saw something today that said middle class. This was the craziest thing. And I'm like, how is this possible? Middle class was from $49,000 a year to $169,000 a year. So somebody, they are all in it. The guy that makes 49,000 and the guy that makes more than triple that, they are all in the exact same class of people. I will tell you that that 169 extreme was not that high at one point. Maybe those people from 49 and way lower than that, I mean, way above that, 50, 60, maybe they're in the same. But at one point, you didn't need $170,000 a year to be considered middle class. And that wasn't a long time ago. Yet here we are running through the rat race of I need to get more money, not because it actually is meaning anything. Some of you guys make $100,000 a year on paper and it's still like, yo, like, where's the money going? You want to go get some food and you say, all right, I can't afford to eat out, so let me go to the grocery store at $100 a bag. But every time I go cook something, my stomach hurt. Maybe I should go vegan or vegetarian, but the fruits and the veggies ain't no good there either. And it leads you into number three, and it's like, okay, maybe you don't like food. Maybe you got plenty of money. But I guarantee there's no American, I don't care what side of the United States divide that you are on. America has normalized you going outside and it being the last time because of somebody else's mental health, upsetness, whatever you want to call it. They have normalized mass incidents. If you turn on your local news, there are so many mass incidents. 2, 3, 4, 5 people getting shot, multiple, in one city, in one day. They're now teaching your kids not to fire drills. They're teaching them too. You know, if we break out into fire, this is what you do. Smokey the Bear. Do they have a Smokey the Bear for mass incidents? Because we had a Smokey the Bear, we had a Scruff McGruff for things we needed to look out for. Yeah, kids are actively in positions where they're getting bulletproof, smart boards. Trying to teach a teacher that is underpaid how to protect a room full of kids because somebody got upset. But that's when it got normalized. And it went from never again to this is how we deal with it. Because you guys believe in America that your forefathers said that you have the right to bear your weapons. All of that is why your kids are growing up with the things that you said was okay. I hope, I don't have any children, but I hope that your kids, when they get old enough, they look you dead in your face. I'm the type that as a 80s baby, I was born in 87. I look my parents dead in the face and ask them, why did y'all let this happen? Why did y'all accept certain things? Like, I don't have no filter with any of those things, and my parents know that already. But your kids hopefully will be inquisitive enough to know why you allowed, why y'all normalized this. Why didn't y'all say enough was enough? My parents, they they were a part of normalizing it because it happened. I think Columbine happened in like 90, 98, 99. I was in middle school. But here we are in 2025, and this is how you send your kids. Even after 2 years of remote learning, your kids got to go back and say, hey, you can go to school today, little buddy, and it be, what you call them, keep your head on the swivel. Somebody might come in there, keep your head on the swivel. I know you're supposed to be learning and, doing that, but, duck. That's what y'all normalized in the United States. And y'all told me even 2 years after being removed from there, that is still okay for you and your family. Never mind if you don't have children and got to send them to school. You can go to the grocery store, spend all your money. You could either you could spend all your money there and you be done for at the register, or you can be in the aisle and somebody come in there and be upset. You be done for at the bread aisle. Reality, church, movie theaters, clubs. I've already lost friends in these kind of incidents. When is enough going to be enough? Or do y'all think because America said this is the best country in the world and we're built for tough that they told y'all the truth? You must need to go play the lotto too, because you happen to wake up in the best country in the world for you, and you happen to still be struggling. You just must have divine intervention. You might as well just go play the lotto because you just think that you are just about to win this this cycle. And the cycle keeps getting worse, and people are doubling down, coming on platforms and looking at this stuff and saying, he don't know what he's talking about. I'm not leaving America. And you gonna stay there? I got a buddy, got a bunch of kids. You're not worried about what your kids got to deal with? Just going to school? Never mind the price of education and the cost of education and the quality of education doesn't even doesn't even it's not even a fair exchange anymore, and maybe it never was. I keep bringing this up because maybe it's the first time some of y'all heard it. 52% of Americans can't read past sixth grade reading level. Sixth grade, you read Goosebumps, The Babysitter's Club, The Giver. You can't get past those books, and you may have a hard time with that. I'm not sending my kids in foreign school. Kids don't know how to read. More kids in Colombia, more people in Colombia are literate than the Americans that are in the first world country. Shh, no, tell everybody. Tell everybody. That's not isolating down to Colombia. It's just tell everybody from a sense of y'all not fooling me. And maybe it's time for them to start fooling you. Because you can't tell me that you're going to have to work all of your life and be not around your family, friends or family just to afford barely anything. You are going to have to feed yourself terrible food, and there's no escaping that. And then you're going to have to raise your kids in environments where they might not come home from school because America doesn't take school, doesn't take safety, it doesn't take children, it doesn't take gun laws, it doesn't take any of that seriously. It all comes down to the dollar. If it make money, it makes sense. And so many of you guys are disenfranchised to believe that you're a capitalist. This capitalism stuff is the extreme of it is exactly why you are here today. Everything has been monetized to a point where you can't get ahead. You can't. Everything is monetized. Everything. Everything. Literally. You have politicians that make $200,000 a year, and all of a sudden, tens of millions of dollars in the bank account on both sides. It don't matter. It's not a political conversation. It's about the government and what you may not realize what's going on. It don't matter if it's so and so on the blue and so on the red. Everybody rich. Then nobody stay poor becoming a politician. Point me to the poor politicians. It's about the people. Why don't you just give all your money and just live a meager and modest lifestyle? Why do you need millions of dollars? So many Americans aren't living on millions of dollars. And you didn't even have millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars before you became a politician. But now all of a sudden you got a $200,000 a year job that increases your worth. And you guys are telling me that that is aligning with your goals. All of these first three things. Because the first three things, if you happen to have a post in America, those probably touched your heart and said, maybe. Maybe I'm not tripping. Maybe they was something that you was thinking about, but you never actually formulated in your head. No worries, no problem. Here the formula in the formulation is. Now the second things are a little bit more, last two things, excuse me, because it's five, are a little bit more designed to be a little bit more softer on why you might be looking to leave. Because the first three are tough. Maybe you didn't realize you were stuck in the American rat race until tonight. Maybe you didn't realize that no matter how much you skirt around trying to get to the quality food in America, you're running into a scenario. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? You're running into a scenario where This food ain't no good for me. I can't keep feeding myself. I can't keep feeding my children food that is actively giving them ailments that the United States is just going to charge me more and more money to just make sure that I am okay. Maybe you didn't want to go outside and enjoy a festival or and go to church, go to pick up some expensive groceries, some 12 eggs for $8 a dozen, and that'd be it. Never get to scramble those eggs. You never get to do any of that because that was your last time you went there, and it was, maybe those weren't it, but maybe you're looking for something too. You know what you want to leave, but maybe you're looking for something. And when I talk about, hey, these first three things, yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna tell you, yeah, what y'all living is it's tough. It's tough. But think about what you could have the experience in with leaving, because the last two things are a little bit softer. Last two things. First one, number two, I wanted to travel more. You guys go look up a ticket. Philadelphia to California, Philadelphia to Miami, $300-400 could be. Go to New Orleans, maybe it's $200. Maybe you get a good deal, 180. Most of those places you've already been to, also. Where affording travel is a lot different when you move abroad. I posted a graphic a couple of, maybe it was like last week or so. Um, Round trip tickets in around Colombia, Cartagena, Santa Marta, Barranquilla, Cali. They were like $30 round trip. Um, Costa Rica was like $200 round trip. I think Ecuador, Peru was around under $200 round trip. You guys are into passport stamps and different things of that nature. That was something that was important to me to taste all this good food that's out here. Start to really get into the Spanish language and get to understand the different vibes that were available to me, because I was like, if I can travel more because I don't spend all my money or 60 to 70% of my money on just my bare necessities, maybe I can have a better life, like a quality of life. I'm big on food, fun, history, and culture. Let me go see this, where this at. Let me go taste some of this stuff that these people are doing. Let me go jump off the side of a mountain. Anybody that knows me knows I am actively scared of heights. I am tall enough as I am. I am already scared of heights. However, I am extremely adventurous. I have gone skydiving. I've gone paragliding. I have literally jumped off of 40 feet cliffs in the water. Like, I will go do that stuff. That's what you go do on vacation. But what if that could be your life? What if those are the things that you could have access to? This was what I wanted. I didn't want to spend all my money on stuff and things that didn't give me no value in life. Travel was something that I was craving. So many of you guys are fighting the winter right now, trying to get to the springtime. We just went forward in the United States, you guys did, and you're looking for the next vacation. What if you could always live somewhere that's beautiful? I always tell people my journey is so unique because when I was a kid, I visited New York and I left there and I said, I really like this place, but it's too cold and I don't like having to use public transportation in the cold. Most people didn't have cars. I'm like, there's all these neighborhoods though. You could just stay in the neighborhood and there's all this stuff and each neighborhood is different. I said, if there was a place that was like this, that had perfect weather all year long, it may be the perfect place ever. And I went in search of, didn't know if it was even existing. And somehow I end up finding a beautiful place like Medellin. I tell people it's like New York. And not only is like New York with all the boroughs, but the weather is always perfect. It's known as the city of eternal spring. And here I can launch to so many different cities in Colombia, to so many different countries from here. That was what's important to me. Okay, I'm ready to leave all this stuff that's hurting me and that's feeling like making me put behind. But what am I willing to gain? I'm giving up all this stuff, all these things. Everybody telling me I'm crazy for thinking about leaving the United States. Everybody saying you don't know what's out there. And why would you go there? And what am I willing to get that they scared to leave behind? I'm going to see more of the world before I get old enough and I got to worry about not being able to jump off. Well, I finally made it to Brazil, but yeah, I wish I would have did that 30 years ago. No, wasn't happening and you shouldn't let it either. So that was number two. I had to see the more of the world. And I knew I wasn't going to be spending all my daggone money by getting out of the United States. So I knew I was going to take that money and start seeing more of the world. And anybody that knows and been watching me for the last couple of years since I've left said, you seem to be on in the airplane all the time at a different place. Where are you today? That's the question I get a lot. I wouldn't say I wasn't doing those things before. However, I was not able to do those things with the frequency that I was able to. So so you guys got to realize what is important to you. Travel is important to me. Last thing for me, number one reason I left the United States, because one, travel was something that was going to be important for me. But the biggest thing with travel comes immersion. I mentioned trying to learn a new language, understanding new cultures. One of the biggest things that I wasn't prepared for in this journey was pace. 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 I come from the north. If you're from the south, you might be like, kind of talks fast sometimes. I'm from the north. I say that is because the pace of the United States, no matter even if you're from a sleepy town in Mississippi or North Carolina, South Carolina, you are probably still going to be moving faster than a place like Colombia and many other places. So going and learning language, customs, how people were operating. December here is such a beautiful time because the entire month of December and the beginning of January, people are doing family, friends. That is what they are focused on. They're not focused on how much money can I accumulate so I can give 5,000 presents under the tree. People get gifts, people do stuff, but it's it's it it's not the same cadence. And when you get out of it and you realize that, and you get to a scenario where you can get to see the beauty in life, you get to see the beauty in life that America often does not afford us. It does not afford us because you got to keep your head down and you got to keep going. You have to turn everything that you believe in into a value of what can I buy with this? But here's the thing. You've been there for however long you've been there. You've bought it already. When you get outside and you see a place as beautiful as Colombia, maybe Colombia is not the place that you go. My job is not to convince you of where to go. My job is to tell you how to go. Because as an American, I know there is no travel class, there is no passport class, there is no travel etiquette class. So you need to get down to the nitty gritty of why you're leaving, some of the beauty of what you may be seeing when you get here, get wherever it is that you go. But also, we have further conversations this week that are designed to help educate you because nobody wants to deal with an ignorant American. There are plenty. There are plenty around the world. And you don't know that you could come off as an ignorant American because you've never been in a position. You've only been dealing with other Americans. So you might just come off ignorant sometimes, but you're going to come off as the ignorant American in other places. And because we're not having classes in school, we're not growing up, all of us traveling abroad and interacting with different cultures, that America First stuff can get you messed up in other places. You won't have a good time. You need to come with a drawbridge that is lowered than to a community that is hopefully willing to accept you. But most of that accepting comes with being open to learn new language, open to learn new culture. You guys have to take this bull by the horns because America is kicking your ass. I know it. And so many people may not be in a situation where they're going to be happy to see you coming. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because of what I've just said. So many of you Americans are leaving America, coming to another country ignorantly of where you're going. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what country and culture you're going into. You don't speak the language. You think you're going to run from America, leave America, but take America with you to those other places. It's going to be exactly like how I want all of the good things to be in America. You come here or there, wherever it is you may go, expecting America. That is why I get the comments that I get sometimes on people because they may not tune in to see me. All they see is a face and saying, come to Colombia. No, 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 no. If you are coming to Colombia, I got you. But you can't all come to Colombia. I'm not saying everybody come to Colombia. I'm saying there are a bunch of people that are going to get on a plane with no education and no information and are going to come regardless. Hopefully, they can find this channel and come with a little bit of smarts about themselves. I do not position moving abroad as women. I do not position moving abroad as cheap bottles in the club. I give you guys understanding of what you may be leaving. Try to give you guys some understanding and respect of you are a foreigner in a foreign land. You need to understand that. You need to not be the average American traveler that thinks that somebody is excited because he or she is an American. You can't come to different places yelling and the things that you do in the United States. These are not the cadences of the world. America has allowed you to become adult toddlers, and then you expect the world to cater to your sensitivity because you're ignorant about how the world works. I want you guys to be able to have options when looking to better your quality of life. However, no community will receive you if you aren't starting to have some of these conversations that you and we have had tonight. You won't. You won't have a good time. You'll be right back there, still miserable, still upset, still trying to figure out what you're going to do with time only getting every day. They just took an hour from you. You don't think you got control of time? This is getting to a point where y'all are saying, I don't want to turn on the TV. I don't want to turn on the internet. I just want to put my head down in the sand and act like it's not happening. But this is honestly not a time for that because there are too many things happening at a speed that they're not. Mind you, we are not 60 days into this presidency. Yet he has inundated us with so many different topics, headlines. This was going to happen tomorrow. This is not going to happen. Tariffs are going to be 25%. This is not going to happen. And everybody's just getting desensitized. So radar and information just slides under the radar. And when you look up and you feel like you're watching a movie and it's actually CNN, watching a recent movie that has just came out, then what? Then what? I have no idea. I plan on watching America from the comforts of Colombia and or another country that is not that place. My life would be immediately different if I lived back in America. I would probably, and I am not one of those gun-toting Americans. I am not big on guns. I actually don't like them. I grew up in Philadelphia. I've seen already people, a lot of people already on the other side of gun violence. However, I would probably be in a situation where I would need to go get something just to protect my household because I think things are going to get a little weird. So what I can do is help prepare people that may be looking and say, okay, yes, there's plenty of us out here. But before you leave, before you go pack your bags, before you go buy an airline ticket, before you do anything, please, if it's not me, go somewhere else. But please go somewhere where somebody is telling you that you are not the man just because you are American. I know you like I'm not a man because I'm American, but you're gonna forget that when you come somewhere and you realize that those things that you can't do in the United States, popping bottles every day, going out to the nicest restaurants, it may not cost as much. You may change. You might start waking up and becoming the exact same person I'm telling you to stay there if you're gonna be like. What you gonna do? This move from America is not the move for you to continue on the American colonizer spirit and attitude. Nobody needs you where they are. If you are welcomed, be thankful. Be open to learn. Understand that and that's why I'm like, some people were like, you guys call yourself expats. No, 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 no. I got people that are Colombian that call me an expat. I don't care if you call me an immigrant, a migrant, you can call me a refugee. I woke up in that place, and I, as a person that family was taken from a whole nother place, might be all three of those things. It does not offend me. I don't use immigrant or migrant in some derogatory term. They could be expats if they want to. Anybody can utilize this. Y'all realize that the opportunity for us to build together is bigger than the opportunity for us to figure out, are we not the same country? No, 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 no. That's what they want. So what I'm gonna do for my people, as far as the people that are Americans, for the locals that are going to be here whenever city and place that you come, is hopefully have a conversation with you that helps you when you get here to treat this community with respect, to come here and understanding how the community is operating without you being in it. Because you can come and immediately start shifting the market just because of ignorance. So, big week for us this week, man. I'm so excited. We got people coming out here for to Colombia. We're doing relocation tours. The relocation tours are designed because there are people coming. We cannot stop that. But I am going to do my best to make certain that anybody that does happen to come gets the education that they need. And I am not the one that's going to give it to them. I can only give you my perspective. I have hired a team of local Colombian experts, real estate, immigration, healthcare. Yes, these are people that I am actively funneling Americans to make certain that if you are coming, you come and are put into the hands of a vetted resource that is a local Colombian that is not going to come and help be a part of gentrification, colonization, where somebody is paying $2,000 for something that costs $300 a month. Can't stop them from coming, but the only thing I can do is help them get right into the resources that they need. So if you are an American, you are looking to come to Medellin, these are the things we offer. Our website is designed to not just say, hey, come to our relocation tours, but have conversations with you like this. I want more educated travelers, no matter where it is that you go. This is a free conversation. It costs you nothing. You go to our website, moodtravelcolombia.com. Two O's in Mood, two O's in Colombia. You go there. There are so many free resources. FREE. Todo es gratis. You go there. The free resources are already on the website. We've got information on different visas that are available in Colombia. All of our experts, their information. Their information is already there. I don't gatekeep that information from you. You can have their information. I put the events together because they do cost for consultations. Money doesn't get filtered to me. It's their price. However, the things that we've put together this week brings you in front of all of our experts at a cost that is even lower than their consultation cost. So it gives you access to these things. But the best thing, go to YouTube, Black Expat Life in Colombia. If you guys go there, we already have multiple conversations with some of the experts that will be at our expert seminar. I am doing this because I know there are thousands of people that are going to be looking to move to Colombia, to Mexico, to Panama, to Thailand, to what is the other place? People are moving to Dubai. These are people that are uneducated, coming from the American system, about just how to be a good steward in traveling, how to not be a part of the negativity that American and the blue passport can be a part of. Now, I can't do this by myself. So please, if you are somebody that is like me, that has the ability to speak, please, more of this, less of the other stuff that is the ignorant things that go viral, more of these things, because these things are how we may be able to help each other around the world and say, hey, you don't have to deal with that here. Come here and let me help show you how this can work. Let's be a better stewards of our communities as far as global community, as far as we are all humans on a floating rock. This opportunity is now. Now, we'll get into this Wednesday. We have our dinner. If you happen to be watching this and you are in Colombia, we have our dinner at Andaluf Wednesday. Come out. It's free to RSVP. Go to moodtravelcolombia.com. We just need to know that you're coming so we can plan that for you coming. You can pay for your dinner at the restaurant. Andaluf is a Pacific coastal restaurant that is here in Colombia. Shout out to Chef Darwin and his family. He will be hosting us at 7:30. It's just an opportunity to connect, with a goat with some cool people at a very, very good restaurant. They just opened up their second location. Always looking to support them. I go there often. It's one of my favorite places here in Medellin. Then Thursday we've got our expert seminar. 12 to 3:30, we have experts in healthcare, local services, which include people that will even go to the bank with you because you might not be fluent in Spanish, or help you with a doctor's appointment. These are all things that you might need. We've got the healthcare. We have real estate agents, property investment. We have parents with children. So you might be looking to move with your children here and not certain what that looks like. These are all the experts that we're bringing to your seminar. We're also linking up with Nailed It and Miss Chalet. Miss Chalet is the co-founder of Nailed It. It is an opportunity for women around the globe, to be young women around the globe, to help being nurtured in, business, entrepreneurship, all of the things that, just I like it because it blends. It's two Afro expats that are here, Afro immigrants, whatever you'd like to call them, but they're from America. They came here, linked up together. One of them was already tied into the Afro-Colombian community down here, and now they're bridging the gap between working with the Afro-Colombian community, offering opportunities for the Afro-American community back in the States, hopefully trying to bridge those gaps between the miles that are between us. This week is all about showing you the things that you need in the when you move here to Colombia. If you happen to move here to Colombia, nighttime we've got a bunch of things going on. There's karaoke. I think there's an English dance night. There's a Shiva, which is a party bus this weekend that we're all going on. It's going to be a fun weekend, and then we end the weekend. During the day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we do neighborhood tours. So we show you what an apartment looks like, take you to the gyms, the malls, the grocery stores. You've never seen anything like this, so we need to show you what it looks like. We take you to the ATM. Yes, using the ATM is a little bit different in Colombia than it is in the United States. You don't want to pay the conversion at the ATM, but you could lose a lot of money in ATM fees if you don't know how to use the ATM. So everybody that's here will be getting these things designed to take the hassle out of what it is that we all had to get figured out on our own. And then we end the night with the cross cultural exchange. The weekend, that Sunday, that is going to be at Akiota Tradicional. That is Chef Diorlin's restaurant. Shout out to her. If you guys don't know her, she is a former master chef, TV's master chef. She was a contestant. She was on there representing the Pacific Coast as well. She's going to be cooking an entire different Pacific Coastal meal for us on Sunday. We're going to not only be doing mix between game night, dinner, and we've also got some diaspora convos. If you guys go to YouTube, Black Expat Life in Colombia, we've already had convos where we take, the Afro-Colombian community, the African American community that is down here, and we have a conversation. It's not just me talking all the time, guys. It gives you guys the opportunity to hear from some other people. How do we become better stewards working with the Afro-Colombian community that is down here? How do we share resources, understandings, and ideas so we as a diaspora can do better for each other and work together, rebuild what was once broken? These are things that we actually in this community take very seriously. So this weekend is designed to, one, take all the guesswork out of this. If you're looking to move here, if you're here in Medellin and you happen to be here and you're getting quotes. I think somebody was like, yeah, somebody quoted me a lawyer for $1,500 with a digital nomad visa. That is somebody trying to take your money. Yes, you can. Yes, somebody will try to take your money if you give it to them. However, that is why we bring these resources here. I never paid $1,500 for anybody's digital nomad visa, and I've gotten mine twice here. However, if you don't know and you come without any education, somebody will gladly take you up on your American ignorance. This is designed, and movetravelcolombia.com is designed so that doesn't happen to you. Like I said, everybody I work with is Colombian. I think I got one person outside of Michelet that's not Colombian. That's Daniel Paul, and he's an international property investor. So like he does that all over the world. Can't really get any better than that. So thank you guys. We will continue to highlight what it is that we have this week, as well as these conversations that you need to make the move, but what you need to know before you make the move. You're doing good by yourself. You're sitting here watching things like this. This is designed to help you. Tomorrow we get into two things. Well, it's one thing, but it's two sides. One, tomorrow we get into mental health. Your mental health in the United States. Yes, I know you're going through it. Are y'all all right? How y'all doing? But second thing is your mental health when you leave. What happens to you? What can you look forward to should you happen to leave? What are some of the things that you may be going through? Bring them to the table. Let's talk. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you got your notifications on. This week, we'll try to do what we can, but honestly, I got people flying in Wednesday. So the evenings, we may miss some of the conversations because I've got people in front of me, the people that have started going from these conversations. Shout out to them for coming, showing up for the relocation tour. For the people that are here in Medellin that are considering, hey, I might be looking to move here, stay long term, come meet our experts. Cost includes food and access to all the experts. One of them costs, I think, $40 for a consultation. The ticket is $20 and includes food. And there's like 8, 9 people that can give you real information on how to move here. Can't beat that. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all make sure, and if y'all need me, jump in my DMs, jump in my messages. Let me know what may be on your mind that you guys might need to see. I look forward to you being able to see some of the behind the scenes stuff that we'll have this week. But outside of that, y'all stay safe. Y'all stay sane. The TV is, and it's not even the TV. They got to report the news. The news is bleak. I just pray that the states are still united when we get out of this. I'm gonna do what I can to make sure that it's easy for you to figure out if it's time to leave, where to go, and how to go. Outside of that, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.